Anthony Joshua has finally spoken up after Jake Paul's latest training clip erupted across the internet, sparking debates over every slow-mo punch and explosive combo. Joshua's remarks add even more energy to the storyline. As a former unified heavyweight king, AJ isn't someone who reacts easily, but he's clearly watching. And with Paul showing sharper timing, cleaner technique, and more discipline than fans have seen before, Joshua's response signals a mix of acknowledgement for Paul's progress and firm belief that his own experience will still carry the night when they meet.
And Anthony Joshua should not get in the way of Fury and Joshua, really, in my view. It's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area-level fighter, a British area-level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, mate.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glimpse of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price on the planet in order to make.
Years ago, when Paul was still learning the sport, Joshua surprised many with a surprisingly positive comment during a 2025 interview. Asked about Paul, Joshua responded simply that Paul was good for boxing. That early nod suggested he recognized Paul's ability to draw eyes to the sport, even if critics doubted Paul had real longevity. Now the fantasy matchup is an actual event, and the stakes are exponentially higher. Paul enters with a 12-1 record and 7 knockouts, the toughest test he's ever taken. Joshua, a former unified champion, stands with a season 28 to resume.
Paul's trying to fight Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm saying like within like 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on. I've never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that was huge too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But you got to hear the story. You got to get Francis Ngannou in here and hear the story though.
I'd love to.
Bro, he was set up though, for real.
On that fight?
Yeah, I believe him. Because here's what they do, like what sometimes when people don't understand. Like in boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. You know, when you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So they was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room since like 12.
Their first joint appearance on November 21st set the tone. Joshua was direct and blunt, stressing that this is a major, global-level contest that blends star power with elite preparation. He made it clear he's treating this with absolute seriousness, no hesitation, no mercy. Later, at the press event promoting their December 19th fight, Paul was asked about his expected weight. He explained that he'd recently been cutting weight for another potential opponent, so moving back up for a heavyweight clash brings unique difficulty. He predicted he'd come in somewhere between about 215 and 125 pounds.
Good team, nothing negative. He's here to do his job. I could sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner, and he's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
Respect. Jake, can I ask, it feels to me from afar, you're in a bit of a lose-lose here, because it seems like a lot of people want to see you get obliterated, right? A lot of people want to see you get your comeuppance. And if you do pull off the upset, or if this fight goes the distance, again, the whispers will start to come. People will discredit you. People will say, this, that, and the other about the fight. How do you balance that, and how do you deal with that?
Man, I've already won at every single thing in life. I'm playing on house money. I've accomplished all my dreams, said everything I was going to do, from becoming, the first influencer to become an actor on Disney, to becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, to rising to the top of boxing and having the largest viewed fight in the history of the sport. I've accomplished everything. So this is a win-win and another challenge for myself. I've never been knocked down or knocked out even in sparring, but I'm in a sport where that happens. And I know this is dangerous, but this is no different than a soccer player, losing in the World Cup on the biggest stage. If that's how it goes, if I take one of those punches that Francis Ngannou took and I'm on the canvas, let's see how tough I am. Let's see if I can get back up. But I'm ready for that. I'm prepared for that mentally. And I know that he has to deal with me as well. This is not as one-sided fight as people think. And I have power. I have the ability to put people to sleep. And so that's why I took this challenge. And I know it's crazy and all of that, yeah. But I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. My team's excited, and everyone believes in me, and that's all that matters.
How much do you expect to weigh on fight night?
Man, I was cutting down for Gervonta, so it's been a little tough getting back up in some strength for this, but anywhere 215 to 225, we'll see.
Okay. And I want to clear something up with you, AJ. I saw on the press release that it said that on weigh-in day, you can't weigh above 245, but post weigh-ins, you can weigh whatever you want. There's no rehydration clause or anything like that. Is that accurate?
Whatever it says, yeah, I think that's the case. But my focus, 111 kilograms is what I got to weigh in at, right? I do kilograms, not
Yeah, I don't know.
pounds.
You stumped me on that one. What is 111? Should I look it up?
240.
Paul insists this bout is his chance to silence every critic, who says he only targets undersized or faded names. By stepping in with a true heavyweight and former world champion, he believes he's proving he belongs at the elite level. In Paul's view, if he defeats Joshua, the narrative changes permanently. The showdown is a fully sanctioned pro heavyweight match, under standard Queensberry rules, 8 rounds, 3 minutes each, with 10-ounce gloves. Joshua cannot exceed 145 pounds at the weigh-in to keep the matchup balanced. A loss in December lands on both men's official records. Nothing about this is an exhibition.
Fight a real boxer. They said fight someone your size. They said fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked. I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua. Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance.
Deputy Atlas approaches the fight with careful curiosity. He warns that this might be an overwhelming leap for Paul, considering the massive difference in pedigree and ring history. Yet he doesn't write the fight off entirely. He notes Joshua's recent knockout defeat and lengthy inactivity, hinting that lingering doubts in Joshua's mind could create openings. Even while recognizing that Joshua still carries superior technique and power, Atlas says he's interested to see which version of AJ steps through the ropes.